Hi. I I'm gonna spare us all the explanation for why this took so long. Uh Honestly, I don't think anybody cares. I'm doing these videos for me. I've said that repeatedly. And hi, my name is Shy or Shaye, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I discuss various topics and have historically done vlogs. I'm currently traveling, so the core background looks a little different. But I, in my last video, had stated some things that I intended to do for the month of March. I was probably being ambitious because I also said in that video I had started to dip my toe back into work. If you're new here, I didn't work all of last year. Partly wasn't by choice. It didn't start out by choice. I was laid off, and then I kind of did the search like most people, looked around, saw there were not a lot of opportunities, and then decided to just take the time and figure out some personal things that I needed to figure out anyway. But I say all that to say, starting in March was the first time in over a year that I started attempting to work. And while it's been going well so far, it was quite an adjustment. Last year was the first time I had experienced what I now know as long-term unemployment. And I enjoyed it. I needed it. I've stated in previous videos why it was necessary for me. But I think what people don't discuss enough, or maybe they do and I haven't come across it, is when you are fortunate, and I do see it as a privilege to have taken that kind of time away and not completely decimate my life. When you come back, the adjustment is real. The adjustment is a bit brutal. Having to, because again, I'd gone a long period just kind of doing what I wanted when I wanted, not explaining myself, not having to wake up at a certain time, not having to work up until a certain time so I could do things in the middle of the day. I could come and go in the middle of the day when everybody was at work. I could run my errands, I could do things as I pleased. But now getting back in this structured life, it has been an adjustment. Has been an adjustment, even though I'm not doing it in a full-time capacity in terms of like I am a contractor. So I wanted to talk through what that adjustment has looked like. And while seemingly not the best, not the most pleasant, why I would still recommend a period of unemployment if you're able to take it, or just a period of, I think it's probably sabbatical is better language for it, because if it's a choice, it's not really unemployment, right? Just a period away from work, if you're able to give that to yourself, if you're especially someone like myself who has worked a very long period. Like I said, I've been working from 16 up into my early 40s, and it's been refreshing to see what life could have looked like if I had the privilege early on to just kind of exist and get to know myself outside of the confines of trying to make a living, which I haven't had the privilege to do that since I was a teenager. So, what does adjustment look like? It's been humbling. First of all, a lot of my routine had been built around things that I was doing to take care of myself. So I had my workout routines, my wellness routines, my appointments. I had things, even down to like my meal planning, when I ate, what I ate, how I ate. All of that was set up conveniently for me. I had slow morning routines, which I recorded on here. I had just a lot of time. I had a lot of time to ease into things, to not overthink, to just allow myself to exist. And it was amazing. It was amazing for my nervous system. It was amazing for my physical health. And we'll talk about that, what I've immediately noticed returning to work. It was amazing for my mental health because I was able to, again, carve out times for myself to unpack things, to go through my sessions to document things. I wrote more, I painted more, I did a whole lot for myself. And now coming back to the workforce, of course, that has gone away. So, what I've been forced to do is rethink how you still have those things in the midst of having your time kind of compressed to, because if you think about it, if you sleep for about 8 hours, you give work another 8 hours, which some of us is 10, but let's say eight to be hypothetical. That's already about what, 16 of your 24 hours gone. And the remainder tends to kind of fly by in the blink of an eye. So I have had to think through, how do I still keep and cultivate the parts of me that I discovered in that year that I had off, which was primarily a more balanced, healthy, and creative side of me. How do I keep and cultivate that and not get sucked back into where I was that resulted in my burnout, which is pursuing things and aspirations that were not necessarily the right fit for me, but I did it because if you've ever been in certain professional fields, it's easy to get sucked up in the ideology of a lot of things, and the, this is what you do next, this is what everyone else does, this is, this is what success looks like, this is why we're all here. Like, you get sucked up in that. I was guilty of that. You think that's you get the first title, you get the next title, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I've also come to the realization, like, everything ain't for everybody. So while I am thankful to still have experience and a profession that still is able to compensate me to support my life, I am in a stage of life of rethinking how much I want to lean into that. I don't look at it in the past. I think I looked at it as the end all be all. I was chasing this imaginary pillar of success and title. That would be the moment that I would be like, yeah, I made it. I realize now, looking back, a lot of that, I never really thought about my personality, the things I enjoy, my whys, outside of trying to please other people. And now I can confidently say those aren't the things I want. Those titles, those heavy roles, those and I say this, not to be disrespectful. I can't find the language I was trying to, the word I was trying to use. I say this to say, one of the things an early mentor once told me, and I didn't really put much grain to it, and now I am, is if you are pursuing something, or pursuing whatever it is in life, it doesn't have to be a profession, whatever it is, take a moment and look around you at the people who have achieved that thing. They're often, ahead of you or in the room with you. Take a moment and look at them, really suss them out, their life, how they are, and assess for yourself, is that who you want to become? Because that's what you're pursuing. It's not just the title, the job, the role, the thing. It's the life that comes with it, right? And I have to say, in all my years of working, which was almost 20 years, I hadn't come across people in those roles that I personally was like, yeah, I want to be them in all aspects, not just I want the job and the compensation. I want the life, the way they, their demeanor, the things they've accomplished, the compromises they've made. I never really saw it, you know. Not, of course, yeah, I could do a version of it that's best suited to me. I know that. But also part of sitting still in this period has made me realize is my profession has been very lucrative, has been very good to me, but it wasn't always my passion. It wasn't always what fueled me or fueled, certain parts of me. And because of that, my profession, while again, I will probably always do it in some capacity, and it does definitely feed a side of my brain that likes analytical thinking, that likes problem solving, that likes working in certain settings, and likes working with certain types of people. It will always be something that I reach for. It also just right now, I think, has to be a means to feel something that's more in an infancy stage for me, which is the side of me that's a bit more creative, colorful, still figuring out, like it's like I said, it's an infancy stage, how I want to demonstrate or be, one of which is, here. So coming to terms with that, I realized, yeah, I don't want to chase what everyone else is chasing right now. I just want to be able to earn my keep, go home and do the things that fuel me, that light me up. That's my goal. And like I said, transitioning back has been rough, mostly because of time. The one asset that no one, I don't think we discuss enough because it's not replenishable, is your time. You know, when I had the time, it was such a luxury, to come and go, to do, I miss it. I miss that kind of autonomy in my whole life. And giving that up, because it is a trade-off, you give that up to earn a keep, to work. It's been very hard for me, but I've also reminded myself it's not permanent. It's there. I have a goal in mind, and I am really often really good with routines and regimented things if I have a goal, because I'm able to tell myself there is an end marker and I'm working towards that goal. So I have a goal, and I am thankful again that I'm able to get back to work. But what that means is, yeah, this has been sloppy for February and March. It's been pretty sloppy, even for me, who's not the most consistent. So I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to make any promises. I'm just going to say I'm going to do better. I'm going to try my best. But I am prioritizing making sure that going back to work, I am balancing all the pillars that is what makes me healthy and happy, and hoping for the best, but also realizing my limits and what I'm not willing to compromise anymore. So that's a long-winded way of saying March was an adjustment month for me. I am still adjusting, but March was an adjustment month. I have video ideas. There are things I want to record. Like I have clips from this trip I'm probably going to piece together, but again, I don't want to make any promises. I don't want to make any promises. It is Easter weekend, so if you did celebrate Easter, I hope you enjoyed it. I am in Curaçao, which is a Caribbean island I have had on my list for a very long time, and was absolutely worth the trip. And I'm thankful for the people who nudged me to come here. Such a great, if you're looking for an island that feels safe, again, because I travel solo, this is a solo travel trip. Safe, nice beaches, nice people, good food, great weather, because they have the heat, but they also have the breeze from the ocean. It's perfection. I highly recommend Curacao if you haven't checked them out. I also did, I won't go too much into it, but I did some ATVing and my body's in shambles. I need to I need to get to lifting. Anyway, now I'm rambling, but I wanted to come on because I can't believe I did one video in March. One video. I'm working on this. I wanted to come on and say hello and maybe give a bit of snippets of where I am and why things were extremely quiet in March, at least on here. In my life, things weren't quiet, but on here, things were quiet. And we will see if February I can pick things back up. I know as the weather warms up, I get more inspired. I get more interested in going out and doing things. So hoping I capture clips and things that I will share on here. But in the interim, I truly hope you're well. This world is a bit challenging, as we all know, at this time. So I hope you are taking care of yourself and you are focused on your happiness, because you are responsible for that. No one else is. Your happiness and, taking care of yourself and just being overall a good human is what we should aspire to be these days. All right, that was it. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.